Jesus of Nazareth. It's from 1977, and it is directed by Franco Zeffirelli. And this one, alongside Greatest Story Ever Told from 1960s, are two of the biggest films about Jesus. Well, are ensemble films. Well, Last Temptation. Jesus of Nazareth being a miniseries. Now, Jesus of Nazareth stars Robert Powell as Jesus. And I'm not familiar with Robert Powell. He was a pretty well-known British actor in the 1970s. Not really so well known anymore, but whatever. It's also got Olivia Hussey, Michael York, Donald Pleasance, James Earl Jones, Ian Holm, Ian McShane, Laurence Olivier, Anne Bancroft, James Mason, Ernest Borgnine. Yeah, and oodles of others. And apparently the casting wanted to get either Al Pacino or Dustin Hoffman to play Jesus in this, which would have been good, but apparently Zeffirelli fought to get this somewhat underutilized and not really well-known Robert Powell to play Jesus. Now, Robert Powell, kind of an ugly guy, but Zeffirelli really fought for him. And all that happens in this is grows a beard, wears a straight wig, and he looks so much like the old Anglo-Saxon paintings of Jesus that you'd see at churches and at museums and things. Now, obviously, Jesus was not a white guy. It says in the Bible, hair was like wool, so his hair was very, very kinky. And his hands and feet resembled burnt brass or burnt bronze, so his skin was pretty dark. No way he looked like an Anglo person. But whatever. Robert Powell, I think, is probably the best performance of Jesus ever presented to film. Well, ever put on celluloid. Because the other major Jesus film that I loved very, very much was Last Temptation of Christ. Willem Dafoe playing Jesus. Well, the thing with that was it was a fictional take on Jesus' life. But with Robert Powell as Jesus, it seems like he was able to get some of a little bit of the fear and a little bit of the doubts that was presented in Last Temptation of Christ, but he kind of, but it just seemed like it was a bit fuller of an interpretation than Willem Dafoe in Last Temptation of Christ. Could be because Jesus of Nazareth is, it's 6.5 hours long, so of course he's able to get more things into it. And yeah, the Bible doesn't really say a whole lot of Jesus' personality or anything, but Robert Powell is able to really give such a strong performance, and everything that you could just about imagine Jesus really was. Powell can encapsulate everything, whether it's something positive or something negative or any sort of weaknesses. He's able to encompass all those. When I say weaknesses, I mean like any sorts of temptation or any sorts of fears. Because there are some scenes where, like during the Last Supper, when you can see his eye, he's about to cry, and his tears, his eyes are really filling up. That's just such a powerful scene. Yeah, we get the best performance of Jesus ever, what I think is ever put to film. But the whole miniseries itself is also brilliant. We don't get Robert Powell all 6.5 hours, but the bits before, Jesus Nazareth, it's from before his birth to just about after his resurrection. And even before Jesus' birth, all that stuff is good too. And Of course, it's when Jesus is like in his 30s and he's performing all these really cool miracles that that the movie really takes off. And there's so many scenes in this where like you're just blown away by Powell's performance, and everyone else in this. They do a good job in acting off of him, because he may be the focal point of the film. But let's not forget about some of these other people like Anne Bancroft and Ernest Borgnine. They're all just brilliant in this film, well, in this miniseries. And the movie has probably the most amount of spirituality that I've ever seen in anything related to Jesus. We learn so much about, like, people always whine about the Bible. The Bible's not accurate. The Bible's not true. The Bible's just ridiculous. Watch watch Jesus of Nazareth. It'll put so many more things into perspective. And yeah, sometimes, like, not sometimes, whenever I watch Jesus of Nazareth, I'm always just blown away by everything. One reason is because I love all the A-listers that are presented in here, but also it gets lots of spirituality, and it hits me right in the stomach. So this is a brilliant piece of film, and even though it's a miniseries, I still like giving it my 4-star rating system. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give Jesus of Nazareth from 1977 perfect 4-star score.